What's up, YouTube? Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the hardware that is used in the bass woofer rotor. Okay? Now, over here on my desk, I have the same rotor that we've been looking at in previous videos, and I've already installed the hardware. So we'll disassemble it here so that you can see the various parts. At the top here is this piece. You have to be careful about taking these apart. It's long. It sits on top of a spindle, which I'll pull out in a second. And this unit actually sits underneath the bass speaker. So let me grab a bass woofer here, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here's a bass speaker. Now, if I lift this up, that's what you'll see. So that's what it looks like. That's what this looks like. This arm looks like setting in the base of the Leslie, and on the inside base of the Leslie speaker system, of the Leslie tone cabinet. Then you take this, and there are holes. There are two holes. There's a hole here, and there's a hole right there. And you line the holes up with holes in the speaker, like that. Okay? And you have some screws, speaker screws, or screws for this bass speaker that would then be placed in this. And then you have more screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a total of 8 screws that would go in around the speaker. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the inside of the cabinet. In fact, I believe I can show you that over here. And on this Leslie that we're working on, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. See, there's the base of the Leslie, and there are the screws. Now, and here's that arm right here, and on the other side over there, on the opposite side right over here. Okay, so the arm is going across like that, and then there are 8 screws around the speaker, these screws. So you see how it sits underneath. Okay, so that's the point that I wanted to make. Let's go back over here. Let's place my camera back on. Now, let me remove this. Underneath, if I were to turn this baffle over, what we'll see is this little bracket here. This little bracket fits down into, there's a space made inside of the Leslie cabinet. for this little bracket to go in. Okay. Wow, that was tight. Okay, so here's the bracket. This is what it looks like on the very bottom of the cabinet. So it's going to be turned up like this. And this is going to be on the very bottom of the cabinet. And there's a space, there's an area that's specifically cut in the bottom of the base, in the center there of the Leslie cabinet for this to fit in. This fits in there. Put a couple screws to screw it down, to lock it in place. And then this has ball bearings in it, okay, so that it can move, so it can spin. And it's important that these bearings are lubricated inside of this. Okay, if I were to take this apart, I could show you the ball bearings that are in there, little BBs. And the same is true of this, inside of this. Next, I have this. This is the rope. This is the actual bar for the rotor. And look at how I'm removing it. I'm actually pushing this down as I pull this up, and I'm twisting it. Push, pull, push, pull, and turn, okay, to remove it. And I use a similar action, push, pull, while I'm pulling this up as I push this down to get it in there and slightly turning it. And then this little area here allows you to lock it in to one of these. Okay, so this little teeth go right down on top of this to lock it in. That's very important. But this little shaft is what keeps the rotor upright and straight, doesn't allow it to tip one way or the other, keeps it straight and everything turning this way. Okay, so now if I were to put it together, this is all one piece here. Okay, it's constructed to this not to come apart. It stays like this. So if you were to buy one of these, it would look like this. Okay. So let me see if I can. This is a job that could cause damage to your rotor when you try to put this thing back together. So you have to be very careful because you can snap your wood here. All right. Again, so what I do is I pull it up on the wood as I twist to get this in. And what am I doing? I want it to go down in there. There's a hole. There's a hole here that this rod is going down into. Alright. So then it comes out the bottom here. And you continue to push this on till it snaps in place. You take this, put it underneath. This is already in the Leslie sitting in there. Then you have to line this up, align this on top of this. And now that is a piece of that takes patience. That takes patience, skill, experience, feel, time. That can be a frustrating job. Lining this thing up so that it'll fit on top of this. It's got to be perfect. It has to be perfect. So that this little tip here falls right into this space, lining it up. That no fun. But it's one of those tedious aspects of this job that has to be done. It's a part of the job. So it takes time to do it. You have to just take your time, line this up, move it around until finally, boom, you feel it. You'll feel it drop. It'll drop in there and drop in that hole, and you'll be a happy brother when that happens. And then you take this and set it on top, and this does not move, but everything else spins. Okay, as you can see in a previous video that I've made. All right, well, that's enough for this segment. I'll maybe come back tomorrow and knock out some more items that are on my list. So until that time, I'm going to say that this is Hammond Doc saying to you, use that hand. Peace out.